Alright, welcome back to the next match, and they're very close. They're very close together. Just want to see if everyone else thinks we should rehost this. And with us, we've got Uber Metabolical from Uber Entertainment, actually, here in game with us. And Gunshin is playing as Pink, and Gandalf is playing as Blue. And you know what? I'm gonna let them fight it out. Alright, so Gunshin is working on getting power out while getting units going. Got some factories up, and Gandalf is working on finally building an air factory, probably to go ahead and start scouting. And they're not too close. It'd take about 2 or 3 minutes for the comm to cross that area. Okay, probably less. We should be good with this. And so, moving around here. Gunshin is working on getting more power out. Looks like he's only got 1 unit working on the metal. And he should see him getting another one going out here. And there we go. Another unit out there. Scout built, and bombers going straight up there for Gandalf. And he's sending things straight out, and his units just going off the side. Up, might come in and see Gunshin. Yep, and he's going to see Gunshin here in a moment. There we go. And Gunshin already getting a docks out. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes to send bombers, or if he goes ahead and just accepts it for a moment. And he's just going Gandalf's going to go ahead and, well, looks like he's going to continue scouting. Gunshin already working on an air factory. Go ahead and keep an eye on things around. Still haven't changed that. Anyways, so he's just going ahead, not a lot of expansion coming from him, not even building anything from his bot factory. No engineers or anything. It's actually a really bad thing to see. Gunshin's setting up some fighters, and bombers coming in, and Gunshin barely dodges that bomber as it comes in. And it looks like he is able to take it out with his comm. Fighter is up, and it's going to give chase. No, it's going to go ahead and scout around for protection. Finally, some engineers being built here by Gandalf, sending some troops back in. Those fighters are just going ahead and almost made it fine. And it looks like those doxes he sent out still haven't found anything. And those... Oh! And it took down that fighter without getting anywhere within range, and those bombers will go down as well. That's a big loss for Gandalf, especially since those are his only attacking units. Getting some doxes out now to go ahead and start expanding. Lots of expansion going on for Gunshin. He's expanding pretty nicely at the moment. Moving out in this direction, it seems like. And he should hopefully have an idea that his enemy's over here, but as far as it looks like he's just scouting around, trying to find out where he is. Be interesting to see if he does find him or not. And Gandalf is still working on just building power and getting an economy going. And also it looks like he's going to queue up some more air factories. Going to probably go for an air control, but at this moment it may not be enough. Lots and lots of air factories, my word. Looks like they're both going just major air factory rush right now. These units are coming around, and it'll be interesting to see if these bots run into these. And quite a few vehicle factories also going up here. Probably won't see a lot of units starting to come out really quickly because he doesn't have a huge economy, but definitely within the next 5-10 minutes we'll start seeing a lot of forces coming out of those factories. More engineers being built, some fabricator vehicles also coming out. Power still going up for Gunshin. Lots of power lines and a lot of bot factories also. Bot's working on that last one, and he should have already seen where he is, so wouldn't be surprised if Gunshin goes ahead and starts building some sort of anti-air or something over in this direction. And it looks like that bomber is going head straight for those units and barely hit. Oh, that fighter just barely made it through the entire thing, but is able to take out those units. And hopefully these guys, Gunshin will start using them to build. Alright, and he's building a tower. Alright, so he's going to start getting up some defenses up right next door, and that's going to prove to be a huge problem for Gandalf if he doesn't do something about it. He's moving his commander in to go ahead and try to cut this off at the path, but he may not be able to do it quickly enough. Fighters are coming in from both sides, try to take this on before it's finished. And the comm is coming in and just killing those workers and now taking on that tower. And that tower is not going to last for very long. Looks like he's uber-charged that and taken down the tower and that metal extractor. But definitely it gives Gunshin a chance to go on the offensive and force the comm to go away from whatever he was doing, going ahead and building, well, attacking. So definitely an advantage there. Quite a few bombers and fighters now coming up for Gunshin, which seems to be how it's being played more. A lot more air battles going on, with ground battles included. Some pounders coming out here, not a lot, just a few. More fighters coming in for Gunshin, just scouting out, checking out the entire area. Bombers coming in also, and they are headed for those engineers, those fabbers there, and there we go. Fighters really pushing it against those engineers, and the engineers just surviving somehow. Gunshin pulling his air units back with all of those anti-air now going up. Dox is starting to come forwards, and they're going to be pushing against the ground defenses here, while the air units go ahead and run interference against things like those pounders. More units coming up, more air factories being built, bombers and fighters, and it's a wrestle for air control here. Gunshin building some factories out on the backside, trying to get an idea of where everything begins and ends for Gandalf. Gandalf bringing his commander to the front, which could be a mistake if he gets caught with his pants down. That's going to be a painful end for his commander. The last game Gunshin had, he also encountered a thing where Chrono Soul actually brought his commander to the front lines, and that just left him wide open to an attack, especially since these pounders keep on being pulled back. The best thing that he could do now is stir up this line by building some more anti-air, because he has no anti-air to protect him. If a rush of bombers came in, really easy to take down that comm. Another air factory still being built. Looks like his economy's straining just watching that try to build. And more fighters coming up, lots of fighters coming up for him. Try to fight off all of these bombers and everything. They're just coming up, and it looks like they're headed over here to take down this group. And fighters coming in first, checking everything out, and in come the bombers. And they are... they may not take out those anti-air. In they come, take out one anti-air, circling around, and they're going to get this other anti-air. Alright, and they'll start spreading out, taking on targets. Lots of pounders coming out now, and lots of fighters and bombers also for Gandalf, but he's really just sitting all in there, not expanding a huge amount, which is definitely a dangerous thing to do, especially against someone like Gunshin. If you turtle, he's just going to break right through, especially with all of these bombers and fighters coming out. Lots of fighters, looks like we're all sent over here to take down whatever units Gunshin had sent over, but lots of Doxes coming in, and they're going to just skirt around the edge and hit the back. More units coming in, and if he can get some poachers up back here, he'll be able to hit these within this area and take out anything that Gandalf has. Poacher going up here by Gandalf, and he's still just leaving his comm right out in front. If that got taken out, then it would be game over, especially with a huge horde of bombers and fighters. Dox is coming in, and they're just wrecking the place. My word. And they're also going to be taking out those fighters, because they're just resting on the ground, which makes them prime targets for Doxes. And without any commands to leave, they are just going to get chewed up. Pounders starting to come down, and they are headed downwards. Looks like straight down for these mechs fields, unless he decides to send them off in this direction. But right now they are going straight down. And it looks like he got those fighters up, but he lost probably 7 or so of them. And if they don't move, they're going to drop right back down. And even more coming in. And those bombers are going to take care of those Doxes really easy. There goes a lot of them. And now, huge bomber assault going on, taking on all of those pounders, and Dox is rushing in and just create a giant vacuum right here. All of those Doxes are sweeping in to go ahead and take down whatever they can of this, while all of these pounders try to push. And Dox is sweeping around the backside as well. They're coming in right behind. Looks like he brought them all the way around just to bring them down in here, and they are going to take down those 2 air factories really quick and keep pushing in. Dox is pulling back, it looks like, not wanting to take on the comm, especially with all those engineers there. Just a dangerous game to play. But radar is up, and that Poacher is here. And if he can get some anti-air going, he should be quite well off. It comes down to that. And all those pounders are pretty much gone. Only take a few more seconds to take care of them. Tech 2 air going up, and already quite a bit of Tech 2 going on. Metal and power. And we are seeing a lot of levelers coming forwards to the battlefield. They are going to be dangerous things. Bombers now being sent in to take care of things. And it looks like that Poacher's just being hit. All those units. Just a flurry of blue taking care of those. And fighters coming in. And bombers. and they're going to go ahead and try to protect what Gunshin already has, but just so many units here. If he can take down those bombers, everything should be okay. And those bombers are down, and now it's just mopping up the fighters. And even if with the fighters staying alive, he has to bring more bombers from over here. Put him at a slight disadvantage. And that poacher's just going to be pounding those units. And it just took down 5 so bombers. Those bombers are coming in all to take down that poacher. And it is down. One thing really good, especially in Air Wars, is just build like 3 or 4 anti-air turrets, and they will really help you out. Lots of levelers coming in now for Gunshin. He's got them just coming right out of here. Stream, lots of units just helping build. And yeah, just really quick, just in a snap. And it looks like Tech 2 is up for air. Nothing coming out of it yet, but we should see it soon. Most likely Tech 2 bombers. And the comm's trying to retreat and not finding a way with all those pounders there. Lots of units coming in, and those levelers are just trying to take down whatever they can at a range. And they're just taking down those pounders. Big push now by Gandalf, just going ahead and sending his commander into the battle. Trying to take care of whatever he can. And that poacher's just firing quite a ways out. And now all of those levelers just coming in, all those units firing. Now they're trying to roll about behind, take out all of the builders and fabbers that are just helping that comm survive. And they're just taking down all of those units coming in, just eating them up. But that poacher is just hitting them, which is not a good thing, especially since they do quite a bit more damage. And the comm is taking a few hits, but not enough to spell disaster for Gandalf. Gandalf is primarily, though, however, playing a defensive game, especially with all of these, wow, quite a few pounders and vehicle factories there being put together, and that comm's taking lots of hits. My word, he's almost down to half health, and those engineers are going to be hit, and they're down. And it looks like that Gunshin's going to go ahead and come around the side, opting to take out these towers. And instead of going and taking care of his comm out. Lots of factories going up here for Gunshin, lots of pounders just being swarmed out. And it looks like Gandalf has opted to surrender. And that is the end of this game.